Hello guys, welcome to my channel where we simplify tech and programming. It is 2025 and you might have seen tons of video on how to learn programming in 2025. But in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I will learn programming if I should start over again in 2025. And believe me, you are going to enjoy this. So the first thing I will focus on is not the code itself, it's the mindset. Learning code is not about being perfect from day one. It's about progress. It's about showing up, making mistakes and learn from those mistakes. So I will tell myself, yeah, bugs and errors are not red blocks. They are stepping stones. Every time the code breaks, it's an opportunity to grow. And trust me, there will be a lot of broken codes, but don't worry, one day you'll fix them. The next thing I will do after having the mindset is to pick a programming language. And in 2025, there are tons of programming languages: Python, JavaScript, C++, Ruby, Kotlin, and so on. But here is the thing. Instead of overthinking it, I will choose between the two powerhouse languages, Python and JavaScript. Python is beginner friendly. Its syntax is very simple and it is used in various fields like AI, data science, and web development. JavaScript is also beginner friendly and it is used for web development and mobile app development. And you can also use it for various things like that. So my choice will depend on my goal. So if my goal is to become data scientist, AI, or to build some automated softwares, I will go for Python. But if my goal is to build web apps, mobile apps, I'll go for JavaScript. The next thing is to start learning the basic. And this is where a lot of beginners get stuck. They jump into advanced topics too soon. If I was starting over, I will spend first month to master the basics. What does that mean? For Python, I will learn things like variable and data types, loops and conditions, functions and how to use them. And for JavaScript, I would learn things like data types, variable, conditions, operators, DOM manipulation, events, and other some basic stuff in JavaScript. I'll practice this concept until I can confidently explain them to someone else. Because here is the truth. If you can't teach it, that means you don't understand it. So the next thing is to avoid tutorial hell. And what does tutorial hell means? Tutorial hell means when you keep watching coding tutorials without actually building something on your own. If I was starting over, I would avoid this trap like a broke boyfriend avoiding billings from his broke girlfriend.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
Here's my approach. For every 30 minutes I spend watching a tutorial, I will spend at least an hour practicing on my own what I have learned from that tutorial. And by practicing, I don't mean copying code. I mean experimenting, breaking things, and trying to build something original, no matter how small. For example, after learning about loops, I will challenge myself to create a program that counts down from 10 to 1 or from 1 to 10. Or after learning about function, I will try to build a basic calculator. This helps you to understand the concept. Like when I was learning JavaScript, this is what I did. After learning things like array, I will go to ChatGPT. I will type something like, okay, I have learned this thing in JavaScript. Give me assignments that will cover everything I have learned in JavaScript. And ChatGPT will give me like 3 or 5, sometimes 3, sometimes 5 assignments to do. And that is how I was able to learn JavaScript faster, by doing those challenges I was giving myself from the ChatGPT. It helps me to understand the concept and learning by practicing. Now, after understanding the basics, I will now start improving my learning, my knowledge, by building things. You know, one thing about programming is that the main knowledge comes from building, comes from writing, comes from your mistakes, breaking codes, and challenges. So now, what I will do, once I understand the basic, I will start building small real world projects. So I will give myself 4 projects in a month, 1 project for the first week, 1 project for another week, and one project for another week, and the last project for the last week. So I will now start building these projects. One thing I want you to understand is that I will not move from one project to another until I finish the one I'm doing before I move to another. No matter how challenging it is, I will try to fix it and make it work. I will try to make it work and achieve my desired goal. So while doing this, you are going to face a lot of challenges. And these challenges you are going to be facing are the ones that will make you a programmer. Because programming is not only about writing code, it's about solving problems. So these challenges you are facing are problems. It is now left for you to fix them. Now, the next thing is to use AI to fasten your learning and improve yourself. Using AI is not about just copying code from AI and pasting it in your code editor. No, this is what I mean. When you are building your projects and you get stuck, instead of just asking AI to provide you the solution, to just give you the code and copy from AI to your code editor, I will just tell the AI that this is the problem I'm having. How am I going to solve it? The AI is going to explain it to you. This is why it's not, or maybe I'm facing error. I will just copy the error into my AI like ChatGPT. I'll just copy my error, then I'll paste it in ChatGPT. It's going to tell you the reason why you are having the error. So even though it's giving me the code, instead of copying the code, I'll try to understand the code. I'm not going to copy it. I'm trying to understand it. If it does not give me much explanation about the code, I'll ask it to explain the code for me. So by doing that, once I understand the code, now I will now write it on my own. Because writing code, even though you are getting it from somewhere else, is better than copying it from that place to your code editor. So the AI we have in 2025 will make it easier for you to solve your problems, and it will fasten your learning. Learning coding can be lonely, especially when you are starting out. That is why I will make it a priority to join a programming community like Facebook groups, Discord servers, Reddit forums, and other. Don't just join those communities. Share your progress. One thing I did when I was learning Python was to share my progress. I started 100 days of coding challenge. Then every day I try to write a code, no matter how small it is, try to build something small or just improve what I have built every day for complete 100 days. So one thing that kept me going was my social media postings, because whenever I post, I start getting comments that encourage me to post every day. So to post every day, I must write something new to post that day. So that is how I keep going. Last but not the least, if I was starting over, I will focus on consistency. Even if I only have 30 minutes a day to code, I will make it compulsory part of my daily routine. I will remind myself to be patient. There will be days that nothing will work, but those days are normal. They are parts of progress. And that is how I will learn programming in 2025 if I was starting over again. What's your plan for learning programming this year? Share it in the comments. And if you find this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more contents like this. Thanks for watching.